Hello, hello! Perfidious Beat here, Friday night Frostpunk action. It's time for us to take it back into the chilly, despairing, hopeless waste of the, I don't know, distant future? Is it really a future if it's steampunk? It seems like it should be like our old future. We're going back in, though. Let's see if we can finish up scenario 1. And by the way, chat, it's rained like 2.5 inches where I live today here in St. Louis. So if you hear a strange whooshing sound in the background, that's actually probably my sump pump keeping me from swimming in the rainwater as I stream. If you hear a trickling sound, too, it's actually not me pissing myself again. It's probably just water trickling into the sump. Well, I mean, you know, wouldn't rule out me pissing myself, but I'm getting up in my years, but I haven't quite hit incontinence levels just yet. I'm not quite that old. One day, though, that'll always be the dream. That'll always be the dream. So where were we in Frostpunk? It's been a while. Like, I haven't played it since the last time we streamed it. We got a couple people out. You're going to get, what, 150 wood? Weren't we trying to build, if I recall correctly, let's just pause this till we kind of get our grips here. Let's hope this can continue. Yeah, I mean, I know how this works. Thanks. We've been dealing with the Londoners for a while. How is that not just go away? So we have our maximum number of expeditions. We should have an expedition that's on its way out to like that coal. Wait, no, wait. We have one at the coal mine. So where are our coal miners? What are they doing? Coal mine. Send shipments of 800 coal to our city every day, but how come I don't see them on the map, though? Shouldn't they be out there mining coal? Outpost Depot? 800 coal here arrives every day. Well, it says it's working. I'm going to trust that it's working. We got our sawmills up. We got our steel mills working. These places are cold? These places are freezing. What can we do about the freezing? Let's take a look at the old temperature grid here. We need to do something about this. We got a lot of cold folks. It's livable in our houses, but it's colder than we'd like. Yeah, stop telling me about hope and discontent. I mean, I know how this works. Thanks, we're good. Just go away now. So we got a couple gathering huts, and it looks like a coal thumper out here. We got a bunch out here. No gatherable resources in range because no coal is thumping. Is your heater on? Your heater is off. Well, I mean, an easy way for us to fix this is we'll just turn the heaters on in all of these places. Your heater on? No. How cold is it in the old factory there? Okay, I mean, it's very cold. Alright, fine. Take cold here. Just turn on all the heaters. Heaters take a stupid amount of coal. Do we have people working in these outposts? That's the main question. Is anybody working here? Because if nobody's working here, we're not going to worry about it. We have 25 people who are unemployed. If nobody's working here, there damn well ought to be. I leave for 10 minutes and the whole town just goes to shit. Everybody starts slacking off. Every single person. You just can't trust these people. You leave them alone for 5 minutes and they're like, nah, we're just going to let the whole city fall apart without you, Pete. We didn't bother. We didn't really want to care about our own self-preservation. You can't work when freezing? Bullshit. Work is good for freezing temperatures. It'll get the blood circulating. It's good for what ails you, chat. It is very cold, though. What are we doing about the cold? Are we researching something? What are we researching? Let's take a look. Your research facility. We are researching an infirmary. We really need to be researching something that's going to allow us to better deal with the cold. We got our steam level. I mean, we've got our range max. We got our steam. You know what? We could kick it up into overdrive, I guess. We will need to keep an eye on the generator stress level. If we kick her up into overdrive, suddenly things are better. We need another range upgrade. That's what we need, chat. We got to get more range going. Let's go take a look. I'm going to keep this up because I got to watch the overdrive setting on the generator here. Let's take a look at our research. I don't want construction. Let's take a look at our technology tree. What can we do about getting better heating? We can increase the efficiency of our heaters, which seems pretty good. We could also increase the range of our steam hubs. That seems less useful. What do overdrive couplings get us? Raise temperature of all heat zones by 2 levels when the generator's put into overdrive. So that makes overdrive more effective. We can't get another power upgrade for a while. We can get an efficiency upgrade. We should really just upgrade the efficiency of our heaters then. That's the only thing that's going to keep these outbuildings from freezing. We've got a lot of people. We got 15 people who are freezing. I suppose we could pull people in from out on the outskirts. Is your heaters aren't on. Turn your heaters on, you idiots. Hey, please, Pete, we're freezing out here. What can we do? We'll turn the damn heater on, you idiot. Scouts have reached the icebound dreadnought. Oh, right. Okay, what did you find at the icebound dreadnought? Most of the machinery aboard the USS Prometheus has been dismantled and taken away. The massive steam hammer used to split the thickest ice lies broken by the ship's bow. So we get some wood, some steel, and some steam cores. We don't really need any of these things, though. Dreadnought is stripped of useful machinery, but its bulk contains enough steel to justify establishing an outpost here. On the bridge we found with a log with Tesla's last orders, transfer all supplies and able-bodied survivors aboard the Hephaestus. Take the amputees only if you have prostheses to make them useful. Well, that's a man after my own heart. What are we going to do with these amputees who can't work? What, are we going to just let them sit around and feed them forever? Nah, I mean, if you got a wooden foot to help the guy with no foot, then strap that wooden foot to him and let him work. But if you don't have a wooden foot that somebody whittled out of an old piano leg, that guy stays behind. I will take your resources, bring them back to our base. And we need to send these guys... I guess we'll just send them to the ruined warehouse since it's already on the way and it'll only take them another 7 hours to get there. We might as well maximize their travel efficiency. We don't really need them to bring any of that stuff back. We have more wood than we're actually capable of using. Which, by the way, can we do any upgrades here? We have a bunch of bunk houses. Don't we have regular houses? We could start upgrading some of these regular houses. We've got the steel. What does it take to do the upgrade? Hold on just a second. What does it take to upgrade this? 35 wood and 25 steel. So this should cost us 15 wood and 15 steel per house. I'm okay with that. Let's start upgrading. And I think when we start the upgrade process, we're going to want to start in the outskirts where people are the coldest. Living on the outskirts of town in this burg really kind of sucks. There we go. Now, you guys want to complain about freezing? You know what? I don't want to hear any of your bitching until you build those houses. If you're not building those houses, I don't want to hear you complain. Amputees. Scouts reach the icebound dreadnought. Severe frostbite. A citizen had to have a limb amputated. Yeah, but that's because that citizen was too stupid to turn the heater in his house on. So, I'm not taking the blame for that one. Oh, we got to check the stress level on the gen... Oh, you know what? It's fine. I was going to say we got to check the stress level on the generator, but it's holding out okay. One of our people has had to undergo an amputation working in the freezing cold, left him with such severe frostbite that there was no other choice. Consider signing the house care... I mean, we already have the care house, and I think we may have the prosthetics law. Do we not? Hold on a second. Do we have prosthetics? We have a factory now, so we could actually build them. We do not. You know what? I think we will sign this law then. We're inspired by old Tesla there. We have 69 people who are homeless. Oh, they're only homeless because they're too lazy to rebuild their houses. Don't tell me those people are homeless, because they're not. We'll do something about this. We'll sign the prosthetics law. We have to wait 3 hours to sign that new law, but, you know, we'll do it. And then we can have our factory start cranking out artificial limbs to replace the ones that people have had frozen off. It's win-win. We're living in the future. The future is now, folks. Had you lost your limb to frostbite? Don't worry. We'll build you a new metal arm that definitely can't get frostbite. Build infirmaries to improve healthcare. So what does the infirmary do? A steam-heated infirmary with 10 beds. Sick or treated faster than a medical post, and the gravely ill can be treated safely and reliably. Can we overlay this on one of our existing medical tents, though? Or a hunter's hut. Where's our medical facility? Your stockpile. Where's our medical tent, though? There's a medical post. Okay. Can we overlay that with the infirmary? No, because the infirmary is much larger. It is steam heated. Let's build one infirmary. And that should be more than enough medical treatment, although we do have... you know what? The infirmary will help us alleviate some overcrowding, because we did have some overcrowding issues. We're going to the technology tree. Give me the heater efficiency upgrade. We're using way too much coal on these buildings that we're being forced to heat. Hunters. I mean, I know how hunters work. Thanks. It's good. We have tons of food. Food is one of the few things that we don't have a problem with. What? Just go away. I know. What? It keeps telling me I gotta redo all the tutorials I've already done, huh? The game really wants to make sure I understand how to play it. Well, I appreciate you assuming that I'm an idiot, game. It's a relatively safe assumption, but just for once, you know, maybe just let it slide. You're inoperative because it's too chilly? Your heater is on. There's nothing I can do to make this warmer. Your heater is on, and the generator is in overdrive. We can't make it any better. That's as warm as it's getting out there.
Workday end. It's time for rest.
End of the old work shift. Folks are going home, or if they're smart, they're going out to the public house to get themselves some nice warm drinking booze. How's the temperature out here? Now it's starting to look okay. I mean, it's still a little chilly in this house, but the rest of the building's perfectly fine. Freezing temperature in our coal mine. Crank that up, I guess. Oh, never mind. We don't need to crank that up at all. We have an automaton. Automaton is working the coal mine. We're good. Do we have automatons working all of our coal mines? Do I have an idle automaton? Hold on a second. Am I rocking an idle automaton? You're on. You're on. You're on. Okay. No, we have 3 automatons and they're all working. We got 2 busting their humps in a steel mill, 1 busting its hump in a coal mine. Do the automatons have humps? Our stress level's getting pretty high. Scouts have reached the research station. Let's check that out. The door of the research station has been bashed in. Hey, they bashed it in like me eyes. They've been bashed in, they have, governor. Door of the research station. Signs of fighting inside. Broken furniture, damaged scientific instruments, and spatters of blood. Interesting. Let's search the area. Inside the Randstack station, we found a Tesla's audio diary. A voice speaks. All the observed changes, like the sun's dimming, volcanic ash could not have caused such cooling. But what if the huge quake of 1887 in Patagonia was an asteroid strike? There's shouting, crashes, and then silence. Numerous tracks lead from the door towards the mountains. Sites discovered cave hideout. Of course we're going to take their resources. We always take their resources. We've never met a resource we couldn't steal. We found a new location, cave hideout. Alright, it's only 7 hours, so head over there. These guys have already reached the ruined warehouse. 3 of the 4 walls are still standing, protecting a small stash of snow-covered supplies. Take them. Take the resources. Sites discovered, damaged snowcat. How far to the damaged snowcat? 6 hours. Keep exploring. We must press ever forward. Could get automatons for the coal thumpers. We're good. We have an automaton working a coal mine. It's actually the people in the gathering huts that are cold. Almost, yes, thank you. Workforce, yep, know how that works. Food and hunger, I'm on top of that too. I'd really appreciate it if you just stop giving me alerts I've already gotten. The temperature is gonna go up here in a little while. I think once the sun comes up, we can maybe afford to back down on a generator because it is working overtime. Did we not pass prosthetics? It's time to make these useless amputees useful again. They were always useful people. Appear to be competing with Clock Tower for people. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm just playing a little Frostpunk, chat. At last, they will go back to work and help us all. Amazing! A scientist have found yet another way to help us survive. Yeah, that's right. We're going to cut off your useless, diseased, fleshy limbs and replace them with shiny iron and metal contraptions that cannot fail or stop the function. Londoners steal supplies, another theft. Captain, the Londoners are stealing again. They've taken 19 food rations from the stockpile. People are angry that the Londoners are putting their crazy ideas before the needs of the city. Send the guards to catch them. Savagely beat them and throw them into the... We don't have a jail. Maybe it's time we enacted the prison thing. Only engineers can work here, huh? We don't have a whole lot of engineers available. Let's reprioritize our workforce a little bit. So where do we have engineers working? We have 10 engineers working as coal thumper, and pretty much anybody could do that. Let's cut you guys back. I know that engineers do make that work a little more efficiently, but I'd really rather have the infirmary staffed by engineers. Also, you apparently are down an engineer. No, you're fine. What is this 9 of 10? Oh, that's a guard station. Why does it say you only have 5 workers? It doesn't. It's actually the hothouse that is missing a worker. They're missing an engineer as well. Well, let's take another one back off of here. The engineer must have been the guy who got frostbite, and he's too busy having his leg cut off to actually make it in for his shift, so we'll fill this out with workers. We don't need to resort to children yet. We're not that dire. We still have available... We still have an available labor pool. It's a little early. Let's make some prosthetics, though. Factory will provide 1 prostheses from 10 steel. We have plenty of steel. Let's, like, actually stockpile a few of these. There you go, engineers. That'll give you something to do. Go make 5 robot legs. The guards succeeded. What did they do, though? Tell me they savagely beat them. One of our people died. I hope the guards beat him to death, though. Murdered on duty. One of our guardsmen was beaten. No! One of our guardsmen was beaten to death. You fools! You're supposed to be the ones handing out the beatings unto death, not the ones taking it. One of our guardsmen was beaten to death while chasing the Londoners. We caught one of the thieves, but he's not the murderer. What should we do with him? We can't lock him up because we don't have a prison. Banish him. Person will leave the city forever. Let him go. He isn't the... you know what? Banish him. He's not the murderer, but he did steal supplies. So at a minimum, he's a thief. Get out. Okay, we lost a guard, too, here because that man died. Fortunately, we've got this handy graveyard, which is one of the few things, like the first things we built. It won't bring him back, but it's the right thing to do. Justice! Catch the Londoners. Show them we aren't afraid. One of our people died. One of our people are dropping like fucking flies, though. On day 22 from our arrival, one of our people died. Michael Walker, engineer, committed suicide. Why? Hope is so high. Oh, he was a poet. Well, okay. He's got like that whole John Keats thing going. Sir, one of our people has committed suicide. In his spare time, he wrote poems about loss, suffering, and the death of hope. Our propaganda center waged a campaign against him to protect our people from his influence. Now people might blame us for his suicide, unless we make it look like he drank himself to death. Do it and burn his poems. Discontent will rise slightly. Stay away from it. Hope will fall. You know what? Do it and burn his poems. I want to keep my hope high. The discontent is acceptable. Speaking of which, it's time to send the old guards out on patrol there, and we're going to take care of that discontent with a little iron-booted justice. Delicious iron-booted justice. You guys want to be discontented? Yeah, it's going to be easy to be discontented when I stomp on your neck with my roughshod boot. People abandon the Londoners. Fantastic. The Londoners are swiftly losing support because hope is through the roof, though. Scouts have reached the damaged snowcat. Check it out. What do we got? Bags of resources. We found several huge bags inside the wreck. We'll surely find a use for their frozen contents. Sites discovered. Snow-covered supplies and a frozen pond. We found 125 steel. So I guess go check out the frozen pond. Then we can have you hit the snow-covered supplies and, I guess, start circling back. There's not really much else out there. We should probably turn off the overdrive. Our stress level on the old generator is getting pretty damn high. How are we doing on steel? Pretty good. Can we afford to warm up people's homes? Can we build some even better homes? We can. whip up the old temperature gauge and let's see what homes are the coldest. Everything is currently livable except this dump. We could fix that if we just... Oh, nobody lives there anyway. I guess the people that live there, we have one person who is sick. We only have one person who's sick. We're doing fine. Why do you say 0%? Or is that like the level of discontent that you have? Coal generator really puts out a lot of smoke when it's in overdrive. Okay, so you be a house. This is going to create a short-term homeless problem, but long-term it'll come back around. Scouts have reached the cave hideout. Our scouts are working, though. These guys, they're doing a lot of heavy lifting. What'd you find at the cave hideout? We climbed up to the cave. A low stone wall stands across its entrance. Behind it, we can see several men. There's people. A few tired men. As we approach the cave, its inhabitants pull out rifles and take positions behind the wall, barring the entrance. They're in a bad shape, weak from malnourishment and illness. Sites discovered the stone ship. What's up? Oh, I don't really need 36 more people, though. Your scouts will try to overpower the Americans. I'm just going to talk to them. Nothing like small talk. Seeing that we have no ill intentions, the Americans told us how they dealt justice to the inventor after expelling him from his city. We buried Tesla's battered body in the cave and are heading home with these poor wretches in tow. They killed Nikola Tesla, though. You sons of bitches, he was the greatest engineer who ever lived, and you murdered him. Who do you think invented this fantastic generator? Who do you think's gonna fix it if it explodes because I forget that it's in overdrive and just let it blow up like a nuclear bomb? Nobody, that's who. Okay, we're gonna crank down the old overdrive. We gotta let the old generator stress fall. Let's see what that did to the temperature. It's fairly cold. We really need to get our heaters working both better and more efficiently. We want them to use less coal, but we also need them burning hotter. The outskirts of town are not a nice place to be. This place is supposed to be steam heated. Well, turn the heater on, I guess. Oh, great. Everybody who's absent from work and works at the hospital. Fantastic. We got a Typhoid Mary situation. Go to the hospital because you're sick. And then when you go to the hospital, you actually just get the flu. Take them to the hospital and infect them. The cookhouse doesn't work. We have tons of raw food, but we're low on rations. It is work time, though. These workers should come out here and crank this up. We really need our engineers working round the clock. I think I may have the engineers pull a bonus shift once our heater efficiency upgrade goes. So there's the upgrade. Now we need to make it more effective, though. Overdrive couplings. Allows us... Okay, so overdrive couplings makes overdrive better. What do we need to get a difference engine down here? 125 wood, which we've got in spades. 75 iron, which we can actually also afford. You know what? Yeah, do that. And our engineers are pulling they're pulling an all-nighter on this one. We're going to have to crack the whip. We're putting the boot to them. Be like, no, sorry, you guys got to get in there and work. Is there another building we could eliminate workers from? We could put some automatons on these coal thumpers, which would help. Alternatively, how's our overall coal consumption? Let's take a quick look at the economy. So we're gaining 1,796 coal a day. Our coal consumption is 1,649. We're like at about a break even. How we doing on food? We gain 130 raw food a day. We're consuming 311. We're only gaining 260, but that's because one of our cookhouses is not currently working. Once we can get the temperature up, I think we'll be okay there. Medical facilities seem fine. Everybody has a house. We actually have 29 vacant beds, although 20 of those are in a care house. Steel works. Both of these are making 117 steel a day. That's plenty. Wall drill's bringing in the wood. We'll get the outpost depot. I feel like we're okay. Severe frostbite. The citizen had to have more limbs amputated. Sir, an engineer asking for a day off to study an automaton closely. The automatons can be improved. They may be the pinnacle of our technology, but if we learn how to make them, we can surely learn how to make them better. If I take a closer look at any machine, I can adjust it to improve its performance. Why should it be any different with them? This engineer, you know what? Carry on with the project. Do the research. You can have a day off of work. I grant you leave to give you a day off of work because I'm actually going to make you work a 24-hour shift anyway, so it'll sort of be like you don't actually have a day off. A distinct spot in Frostland. This frozen pond? Okay. Our searching hasn't uncovered anything of value, but we'll be able to reach some more promising locations from here. Carry on. Yeah, we can reach some more promising locations, like nowhere, actually. And we can go hit these snow-covered supplies on our way back. Promising locations, Chad. Promising locations. Let's get this research done. We're a man short. That's our research man. Our overall research efficiency, I think, has been only marginally affected by his absence. He's just one guy. How important could he possibly be? What is he, the Bill Gates of our operation? Is he our Mark Zuckerberg? Is he our Jeff Bezos? Without that man, just nothing works. Difference engine research. We can now research tier 4 technologies. Fantastic. Let's do that right away. We can make the generator more efficient, which means it will overall use less coal. We can upgrade our steam hub range. You know, that's pretty useful. Do that. Then we're going to go for the heater efficiency upgrade. And I think it's time to work an emergency shift here, fellas. I'm sorry.
Workday end. It's time for rest.
Unless you're an engineer, in which case it's time to continue toiling for roughly the next 24 hours because we really need that research. It did give us a little bit of discontent, but don't worry, we'll send our Gestapo out to tromp around with their iron boots and make sure that nobody gets too terribly upset by that. Children out here in the cookhouse are slowly freezing to death. Must be at least chilly inside the work. What is its temperature? It's actually freezing. We're gonna need to install some steam hubs then. I've been trying to avoid it, but it's really gonna be... It's the only recourse. We're gonna need to build more steam hubs. Steam hubs are a tech. So if we put a steam hub... We could put one here. I'm actually tempted to just put one out here. You know what? To hell with it. I'm beyond tempted. Let's deploy some steam hubs. We need them. 2 is probably enough. Steam hubs do take steam cores, I think. That's still not going to get this cookhouse warmed up. People are really pouring in for dinner, though. Whatever. A burial starting at the cemetery. That's nice. I hope they have a good time. Have fun at Finnegan's Wake. That'll be enjoyable. People are really steaming in for the gruel, though. Our menu is fantastic. Never have our citizens looked more sated. Look at Mark Chown there. He's like, hey, well, everything's terrible. Freezing to death. Me wife left me. Me children got crushed in a mining accident. But at least there's meat on the menu, Pete. I appreciate you hunting. You're doing a fine job there. I may not have a wife, me children are long buried, and the future looks pretty grim there, Pete, but I tell you what does look bright, the steak and kidney pie. It's fantastic. Scouts have reached snow-covered supplies. What did you find? A bunch of raw food. Well, take it, I guess. And then just come home. These guys have an absolute truckload of idle resources. We bring them back. We're about to finish some more research. 24-hour round-the-clock research did us a good turn. Let's take advanced heaters. And then from advanced heaters, we're going to go into generator efficiency. Although I think our overall coal production is, like, still positive, right? No, we are consuming a fantastically huge amount of coal now that we installed those 2 new steam hubs. Those things are actually really chewing up our coal supply at a furious pace. We need more coal, then. We could build another coal mine, and we do have the workers to work it. I'm comfortable with this. Let's do it. Give me another coal mine. It is going to need a street, so let's build a road. There we go. And maybe we have the factory crank out an automaton to work it. Build me another automaton. Do we have everything we need? We need 80 steel. Got it. 80 wood. Got it. 50 coal. Got it. 1 steam core. Got it. Build me another automaton. It's not work hours yet, but the shift's about to start. These guys, we put in the work order now so that when they get there, they can immediately begin working on it. We only have 22 hours of coal left. Why are you inoperative? No gatherable resources in range. So we're out gathering our ability to produce on this coal thumper. Maybe we just drop another thumper. We do have a bit of a coal issue right now. I think it's a solid compromise. We did just build the steam hub. We can put people to work out here at another coal thumper without significant drawback. Let's do it. Give me another coal thumper. More important facility? Okay, we'll just put it right here. Are you going to be... It'll be... Okay, I just want to make sure that all of our gathering huts will be in range. Stockpile coal with more depots. We're doing fine on coal. More people are abandoning the Londoners because our hope is still through the freaking roof. And hope will go up at the morning meeting, too, because never remember, or rather never forget, you must come swear allegiance to the Pete at the beginning of each workday. Let's keep moving. I wonder what we'll accomplish today. What a lovely morning. I'm ready to take on the day. Tim Sleaford, you are an unbelievably optimistic son of a bitch. You can look at this situation and say, what a lovely day. Wow. I mean, more power to you, I guess.